1994 Speed Ski Challenge is about to get underway with Formula 2. Well, conditions here are still excellent, quite warm, very little wind. In fact, the perfect racing service once again. And the opportunity may be for Lyme Regis's Rod Hawkins to post something a little more spectacular than his first round 11th. That was a disappointment. Well, Formula 1 comes later, so while they make their final adjustments, let's catch up on the grid with Formula 2. It's a full lineup, 16 in total, including runaway winner from round 1, Gary Doherty. Same start then, one flag means 30 seconds, remember, skiers in the water, 200 feet of line goes out, flag down, and off they go. Simple. And it was Doherty who made the early break once again, with Fleming, Borthwick and Butler in close attendance. At the halfway point, he was clear again. Once more, Doherty was the man to catch. At the end of the lap, and screaming down the straight, there was very little in it. Doherty 2.25 was first to the mark, with Fleming just second from Borthwick, and Butler, having successfully come through the start this time, was fourth. By the time they came out of the long, raking left-hander, however, Borthwick, behind the white boat, pulled up on Fleming and made second place his own. This was good skiing from the ex-Formula 1 skier from the D-side, and he was looking good for a podium place. His Italian Mostis boat is certainly quick, and with Peter Borthwick at the wheel, he had the required experience, tight to the marks and forcing the overtaker to the outside line. But Frank Fleming in 2.24 is no fool either. He played the waiting game. A second in the first round achieved good points, and another here would be the perfect springboard to the championship. Ahead of them, though, it was Doherty who was consolidating, making the most of the flat conditions, and aware, no doubt, that in the two offshore rounds that follow, he's considered suspect. For now, however, it was minimum effort and maximum speed, and that was good enough. Although he had a much better start on this occasion, Butler, behind Kim Brooks' number 4 Magic, was only fourth. There was still lots to do, but he was narrowing the gap. And that gap was still around a minute as Doherty continued to ask for more speed. The task was looking more ominous. The Scot also had clear water ahead, which is particularly advantageous on the corners. It means you can attack the straight at full power. The ground speed on the helicopter here was almost 85 miles per hour. Behind Doherty, the infight between Borthwick and Fleming continued, although Fleming had stolen a march on his rival and taken the inside line. Now, on lap 6, it was his turn to dish out some of the medicine he'd suffered on the previous 5. The gap between them and the leader had narrowed considerably. From a comfortable 50 seconds, it was now less than 20, and once again Doherty was forced into requesting more pace. Mind you, so was Borthwick, still on the outside. But the truth of it was, there wasn't any more. They'd all outskied their rigs. Unfortunately, too, it was academic for Borthwick. On the same lap, he retired, forced out with a mechanical failure. And that was a signal for a late charge from Butler, using the extra space created by Borthwick's exit. His driver, Kim Brooks, found an inside line. He found Fleming, and the race was on. Tucked down to reduce drag, Butler's crew were now extracting the maximum from both boat and skier. And for Fleming, it was all rather frustrating. Having disposed of Borthwick, he'd looked odds on for a comfortable second. But now he'd have to fight for it all over again. Once more, it was the crew extracting 100%. And with just over 2 laps to go, Butler still hadn't got through. Fleming, with his rivals outboard screaming in his ears, requested more speed, but again it was academic. There wasn't any. And then suddenly, going into the penultimate lap, Butler got the break he was looking for. Fleming, thrown wide by a back marker, lost the lead. Surely now it was all over. But not so. The silver medalists from the first round roared back, and with just over 1.5 laps to go, once more they were side by side, with the ground speed now over 86 miles per hour. 1 lap to go, and Butler with the territorial advantages again sneaked through, with Doherty in sight up ahead. And that definitely should have been it. But wrong again. Fleming's resilience now quite remarkable. He bounced back and crept through, back into the lead. So the onus was now back on Butler. He's the one who needs the points, but as he heads into the finish straight for the final time, does he have the speed? And in the wash, Connick waits. Should either skier up ahead fall victim of the infight, he's ready to pounce. And so the final count. Butler on the right, Fleming in the middle, and Doherty screaming in from the left. It's all very close, with Doherty in the end just making it 2 wins in a row, and Butler just holding off Fleming for a hard-earned second. And the scoreboard shows it could hardly have been closer. Just 15 seconds separating the first 3, with Nick Butler now back in contention. Overall though, Doherty needing just 1 win from the final 2 rounds. But watch out for Fleming and Connick. They, along with Butler, will excel in the rougher conditions offshore. And so, with the weather closing in just a little